Welcome to Once Human. In this video, we're going to be going through my ultimate beginner guide. I'm going to give you guys some tips and tricks to help you out in the game. And starting this one off, when you very first start the game, you'll also see it in your inventory when you're actually in the game after you've made your character and everything like that. But you will see both in character creation and in game, there is a little figure at the bottom right of the screen, and this tells you the different weight categories because there are benefits, like there's buffs and debuffs to the different weight classes in the game. So make sure you are setting up your character for the exact weight class you want to be. And when you are playing the game, you can change your weight. In order to put weight on and to get heavier, you need to eat fried food. And in order to lose weight, you need to, like for an example, kill a deer, harvest it, take the meat from it, let that go rotten. And once it's spoiled, you can eat that. You'll then start throwing up and everything. You'll like puke it all out. That is going to make you lose weight. And then what you want to do is use an antibiotic to cure the sickness. So make sure you're setting your character up for the weight class you want to be, because you get things like rolling speed minus 20%, max stamina plus 25, so on and so forth, even a heavier carrying capacity. And next up is when you are crafting, do not worry about having everything in your inventory, as the game actually uses materials directly from your storage. So as long as you've got it stored, you can use it. So for an example, we go to my furnace. I do have one charcoal on me. If I quickly show you my inventory, you'll see I've got one charcoal, but I have no copper ore. However, if we go to the furnace, you'll see that I can craft a copper ingot because it's pulling that straight from my storage. So when it comes to storage, it will be these little wooden crates and then the large crates, which you can unlock from the mimetic screen or your skill or tech tree. So don't worry about having everything in your inventory. This game crafts from your storage as well. Then next up, if you are looking to get a lot of XP early game, what you want to do is make it through the quests until you come across a quest that will be based on commissions. And once you have done that quest, you will be able to hold down tab, you'll be able to summon V, and when V is out, if you interact, you can view the commissions. You'll see that I've completed them. New ones unlock in 54 hours. You get 5 to do every single week. And week 1 for me, every one that I completed was a little over 1300 XP. And then once you've done your 5 for the week, because there are 8 choices, but you can only do a max of 5. Once you've done all 5, if you come back to this screen, you will be able to claim the final reward, which is 2660 XP. And if we have a look, I'm currently level 17, and it's only 3460 for an entire level when I'm at this stage. So early game XP, you can do that. If you don't have the commissions menu through V, then you can go to the main settlements like Mayor's Market. You can also go to Deadsville. That'll be the first one you unlock in the game. And these are going to have some people there. Like basically their icon will be like a little checklist sort of thing. And that will bring up the commissions menu for you. But there should be a quest that you come across. Like I've basically had a couple of comments on another video I did about getting fast XP. I've had some comments about V not having the commissions thing in the menu, so just check these settlements as well, because there is a person at both the settlements I've discovered so far that will let you see the commissions menu. And next up, in front of me is a stove. This is really, really important. Unlock this through the mimetics as fast as you possibly can. If we quickly go in, I believe it's under logistics, there you go, stoves. It's the very first one there. Make sure you unlock it because it gives you the ability to cook food. So when you take out a rabbit, when you kill a deer or something like that, if you go in here, you can roast meat, and it's going to stop the bad side effects of eating raw meat. It's going to give you energy. You'll see on my hotbar at the bottom right, under above number 7, I have 14 bits of roasted meat. But on top of that, if you're collecting dirty water, you can boil it here. You can make salt. There's loads of different things you can do in the stove. So make sure you get it as early as you can. And next up is when you start getting weapons, melee and ranged, you are going to see over some of them, I think it's like blue rarity and above, you are going to see that some of them have a, like here for an example with this purple one, there is a 40% chance to trigger fast gunner when hitting a target, and fast gunner is classed as a keyword. And these keywords are basically like buffs for your weapons. And if you want to see them, just make sure you go actually into the weapon list where you've got all of your different weapons. Hover over the one you want to see, move over and then press X and you can view all keywords. So here we're looking for fast gunner. And it's the top one here is a continuous buff, or that's the tag it's got. While the skills in effect, each stack grants fire rate plus 1% and attack 1% for 2 seconds, and the effect can stack up to 5 times. And you'll be able to see all the different keywords in the game that you'll get for weapons and things. So make sure you're paying attention to them. It's just going to give you a better understanding of what your weapon actually does. And next up is to make sure that you are exploring all of the different areas that you will come across. So for an example, up here you've got Brookham, then you've got places like there's the Monolith of Greed, Danger Zone. You've got lots of these different places, like here you've got High Banks. And the main thing to do in these areas, like try and get all of these objectives done, but the main thing I'm going to say to do here is activate the Rift Anchor. But even more important is look for those mystical crates. You'll see it says look for mystical crate, 0 out of 1. Over here at, where is it? If we go up a little bit, Brookham, I have actually done the thing to find the mystical crate, and you get some really awesome blueprints and stuff. So make sure you're exploring, go to all the different areas, grab those mystical crates. Even the weapon and armor crates are really good, but that's how you're going to get some of the better guns, especially early game. And next up, if you are wanting to relocate your base, you'll see like this is basically my entire base here, then what you want to do is go anywhere that you feel is a nice place to set up your base. Then if you just press B to go into the build mode, you press Z to move your territory, and you are going to see that you can move it around. It will not let me place it anywhere around here. There we go. I can place it here. So as soon as it goes green, you can place it there. And I believe there's a cooldown of 10 minutes or something like that to move it again. And I think over time it starts costing more and more energy links, so the like in-game currency. But it's nice and simple to move your base. It moves the whole thing, except it doesn't move the loamy soil and your planter boxes. I think unless they're on a foundation. I think if you've got stuff that's not on a foundation, I don't think it moves it. Because I had some loamy soil and I had some planter boxes and they wasn't moved with me. So when you are moving your base, just make sure everything is on some foundations and you will be good to go. It's nice and easy. B for build mode, Z to move it, then just find an open spot. And next up, if you have a look at my health bar at the bottom, it is completely full up, but over time as you're playing, you're going to start, like basically as you're fighting enemies, you're going to start going insane. So if you are near your camp and you have a little bit of health missing, or you have a little bit of that sanity stuff there, which basically takes that grey bar away and replaces it with like a bluey sort of colour one. If that is the case, go to your camp and lay in your bed. When you lay in your bed, it's going to say you feel relaxed. And what that's going to do is actually give you your health back. It's going to replenish over time and remove that sanity debuff as well. But it's going to be very, very important, instead of wasting activators and eating sanity gummies and stuff all the time, craft yourself a bed when you are a little bit lower on health and you're not in combat or something. When that sanity bar is really high, just jump yourself into a bed, lay there for a minute. All the sanity stuff's going to go, all of your health's going to come back, and you will be good to go. And next up, you will see that in my base, I have a few walls and a couple of ceilings. If you want to upgrade any of your structures, then you don't need to go demolishing everything and rebuilding it. What you can do is if we go to the build menu and I right click to bring up the structures, if for an example I wanted a window, if I go to the wood window wall, then what you can do is just hover over the one you want to replace, just click like normal, and there you go. We now have a window there. So it's nice and easy to replace all of your structures. You don't need to demolish them. And next up, as you are exploring in the game, make sure you are picking up these world tasks. They're basically side tasks, or side quests, whatever you want to call them. If we have a look at the map, I'm not sure if there are any that I've missed. Oh wait, there is. There's one here. So these exclamation marks, the blue ones, are going to be new side quests. And then you get these little markers for like your objective area sort of thing for the quest. But make sure you are picking up these tasks, as they are going to give you XP, they're going to give you energy link, they're going to give you some other stuff as well. And with that XP, you can level up from the main quest, because right now I need to defeat a rift entity, and that is recommended level 20. Whereas I'm level 17, so those side quests are going to come in very, very helpful for earning XP and getting to the recommended level to take down that quest. And what I like doing with these tasks is to have a look underneath the name of them. It's going to tell you how far away they are. And what I like to do is get them completed based on how far away they are. So the first one I would do would be, I don't even know where Cult FM is. It doesn't have a distance, so it could actually be quite close. Whereas Secret Flavors is 0.6 kilometers away, and then I would go do something like Lone Light, which is 0.8 away. I always go for the ones that are closest to me. At the current time, I want to take one of them on, but always pick them up when you're exploring, as they're going to be really, really helpful, not only for Energy Link, which is a currency, but also for your XP. And next up is the best early deviations you can get. These guys that help you out in your base are deviations. The best ones you can get your hands on early game are by far the Logging Beaver and the Digby Boy. The Digby Boy, I'm not entirely sure if you earn him through a quest first, but what you can do is go round and you can harvest or mine some tin ore or silver ore, and you will just randomly obtain the Digby Boy that way. It's just like a random chance that you'll get one. And then in terms of the Logging Beaver, the Digby Boy first off is going to find you different ores. You literally just place them in your base in one of these securement units, and they are going to go out and do their own thing. They're going to find you ores, so you don't need to worry about those as much. And then the Logging Beavers are also going to go out on their own, but these ones are going to find you logs. So it takes away some of that harvesting and mining and stuff that you need to do for yourself. And in order to get the Logging Beaver, the best way I've found to anyway, is down here in the Mayor's Market. So you're going to start up in this sort of area here. Down here in the Mayor's Market, on the south side of it, there is a little dock. If we run over there now quickly, you'll see here all of these wooden structures. It's a little dock. And on the end of the platform, which is the furthest away from us right now, so this long platform over here, every now and then you're going to see a bubble that pops up, and that is a deviation, which is the Logging Beaver, and you have a chance to secure them. Sometimes they're going to be level 1, sometimes they'll be level 2, which makes them harder to catch. But what you want to do is catch yourself some Logging Beavers, put them in your base, and you are going to automatically collect logs. And if you are struggling to find a Logging Beaver at the end of this, what you want to do is go to the teleportation tower, and instead of pressing F to teleport somewhere, if you press G, you can change the world. So you'll see at the top right next to the ping, I'm on world 3. You can change your world, which is basically different instances for the same server. So you never leave the server you're on. You just go to a different instance. If you change the world, go back down to this section, have a look, see if the Logging Beaver's there. If not, go back to the teleportation tower, go to a different one, and just keep doing that on your server to try and find the Logging Beaver. I don't think it's too rare of a spawn. I just think there's a lot of people that are currently getting them from here, so they're not here that often. So yeah, from where you start the game, down to the south, you've got Mayor's Market, and it's here you will find yourself a Logging Beaver. And those two are the absolute best, because whilst you're out doing quests and things, they're going to be back at base collecting ores. They're also going to be collecting logs and stuff for you as well. So get yourself at least one Digby Boy, at least one Logging Beaver, and it's going to cut out a lot of that manual harvesting, that manual labour that you need to do to get some resources, which are very good for armour, weapons, and just your overall survival. And next up is, if your food is spoiling all the time, because you will get a lot of spoiled meat in this game, you'll see that I've got 18 there. So when you're out killing rabbits and deer, the food you get is going to spoil over time. It's got quite a nice timer on it, but it does spoil eventually. If you no longer want your food to spoil, get yourself a meat dryer. Because this thing, when you place it down, all you've got to do is get salt and put in your raw meats, and they will become preserved. And these preserved are going to take a little bit of hydration away, so you will need some boiled water, which is easy to make from any like dirty water source. You just use a stove to boil your water. And these are going to give you 40 energy instead of 30, plus they no longer have a timer, so these will never ever spoil. So if you are getting sick and tired of going out killing a deer, logging off, coming back the next day, and that meat has spoiled, then get yourself a meat dryer. In order to get yourself the salt, all you have to do is head to somewhere where the sea is, and you can collect seawater instead of dirty water. And then all you have to do is cook that up on a stove. If we come over here, you are going to see that you can craft salt, which is literally seawater and some logs. And then you've got boiled water there, which is dirty water and logs as well. So get yourself a meat dryer, grab yourself some salt, put your meat in there, it becomes preserved. That way it's not going to have a timer, and it's going to be that little bit more satiating. And last but definitely not least is, if you have a look at this menu here, like my inventory, you'll see there are mods. You get weapon mods and you also get armor mods. These are very, very, very important. So if we go to the gear, make sure that as soon as you get a mod, you equip it on your weapons, on your gear. If we right click on this, we can modify it. You'll see I've got the weak spot damage boost, which gives me 5% extra damage to weak spots. And then for an example, on my AKM, if it doesn't lag and lets me go into the modify menu, you are going to see here that I have 6% extra weapon damage. So these mods in the game are going to make you a lot more powerful. So as soon as you are getting them, don't forget to equip them on your gear. And that was my ultimate beginner guide, some tips and tricks for Once Human. And what we're going to do is leave that video there. Let me know your thoughts and stuff about this game in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helped you out. Thank you for watching.